Dark Neostorm is setting up to be a big hit with duelists. There are a lot of cool and unique cards that are generating a lot of discussion among duelists, especially leading up to the World Championship qualifier season. And one of the cards that's been generating the most discussion is a world premiere monster card called Gnomaterial. Gnomaterial has an effect that you activate from your hand if your opponent special summons a monster and you control no cards. You discard it, target a monster on the field, and then that monster can't be tributed or used as a material for a fusion, synchro, seize, or link summon for the rest of the turn. And you can only use that ability once per turn. So Gnomaterial's purpose essentially is to break up combos by targeting one of the key pieces of it and then stranding it on the field, unable to be tributed or any of the things listed, which would normally be used to continue the combo. So for example, you would use it on, say, you're playing against a Thunder Dragon player, and they use Instant Fusion on Kaminari attack. And it's in their extra monster zone, and they have nothing else that they can use it for other than a Link Summon or tributing for Thunder Dragon Colossus. You use no material on it, and their turn is effectively over, because they have no way to get monsters out of the extra deck anymore. It's a very powerful effect, but it does come with a strict condition of having no cards on your side of the field. So this isn't a card that you want in your deck when you know you're going first. It's generally more of a side deck card, except in dedicated strategies that go second, and things like Cyber Dragon. There are a lot of applications for Gnomaterial in today's game, and it's great against a lot of the best decks, and let me show you a couple ways that you can use it to take on some top contenders. Orcust is a rather straightforward combo deck. The main thing that they are trying to do is get two monsters with different names on the field. One very common way to do that is with some danger monsters. Say Danger Tsuchinoko, Danger Jackalope. Sure, let's go with those two for right now. So what they want to do is they want to get two monsters with different names on the field, and they're going to use them to link summon and make a nightmare, one of the Link 2 nightmares. They want to take that Link 2 nightmare, like that away, and make Nightmare Mermaid. From there, they will discard a card, which, if your luck is as good as mine, is going to be yet another danger, and special summon Orcust Nightmare out of their deck. From there, those two cards are used to make Orcust Galatea, and they just kind of go crazy from there. So the best time to stop this particular deck is a few steps back. Let's take this away, go back to this. Nope, still too much. Go back to right here. So Nightmare Phoenix has link arrows that point up and to the right. None of them point down, so if upon the summon of Nightmare Phoenix you have no material, you want to go ahead and use that on Nightmare Phoenix, and then your opponent is left with no legal zones to summon from their extra deck too. In that case, it doesn't matter how many extra cards they have in their hand to extend the combo. They can have all the dangers they want, and it doesn't matter because they aren't getting anything else from the extra deck. They can't get rid of this with any of the commonly played cards in their deck. Now, there is one complication. Sometimes the two monsters that they put on the field aren't dangers. They are Neospace Connector and Neospatian Aquadolphin. In this case, your hand is a little bit forced because Aquadolphin can discard no material from your hand. It's got 0 attack points. So in a case like this, if you have nothing else in your hand that can be used to disrupt the combo, I would probably use it on Neospace Connector and just hope they don't have a danger or something else that puts itself on the field. As a result, even if they do have something that puts itself on the field, the connector is stuck here, and it can't be tributed for its own effect to bring back the dolphin to do anything else unpleasant to you. There are other possible times that you could use it depending on what your hand is like. I don't really recommend a lot of these, but I should note that it is possible. So you could let your opponent get to Mermaid and Orcust Nightmare, and then use no material on the Nightmare. I don't really recommend that though, unless you have a specific plan in mind for how you're going to deal with these cards. Yeah, Orcust is one of the easier decks to use it against. Another way that they might get two monsters is they could use Light Stage into Candina and Korribane, the Trick Stars, or they could use Engage for Hornet Drones into Kagari, Just one thing to watch out though, if they are using the Hornet Drones package, there is a chance that they have Eagle Booster in hand and could use that to make their monster immune to Gnomaterial. Next up, let's take a look at Salamangreat. Salamangreat and its interactions with Gnomaterial have been the subject of some pretty intense debates in the week since Dark Neostorm has been released. Everything from, which card you want to use Gnomaterial on to whether or not Gnomaterial does anything at all in terms of stopping the Salamangreat strategy. So let's take a look first at what Salamangreat normally wants to do. And let's give them their preferred starters, Salamangreat, Spinny, and Gazelle. So generally, when you're playing Salamangreat, you would start with Spinny, send that to the graveyard for Phalanx. Phalanx activates, chainlink 1, chainlink 2 is Gazelle. Resolve backwards and summon Gazelle and add the Salamangreat Sanctuary to your hand. So that goes down here, that's in your hand. Then in a new chain, Salamangreat Gazelle activates and you send your choice of either Rage or Roar to the graveyard. Usually people pick Roar. I personally like Rage. I like Rage quite a bit. Next you use Spinny, bring it back, stack these two up for Mirage Stallion. Here he is. And detach your Gazelle to get Jack Jaguar out of the deck. Put that over here. These two combined become Sunlight Wolf. Over on the other side, play your Sanctuary. Reincarnate your Sunlight Wolf with Sanctuary. Take back this, and you can put one Sunlight Wolf back into your extra deck to summon Jack Jaguar to where Sunlight Wolf is pointing, and as a result, get back Gazelle. So that'll be in your hand, this will be in your hand, and you get to set that roar. So next turn you're looking pretty good because you got Mirage Stallion, it'll bounce something and use it for material. You can get something back, assuming you negate something with Roar. And you got Jack Jaguar. You just have cards going all over the place. Even though the actual board itself for setting it up isn't the strongest in the world, the fact that you can do it over and over and over again and get a little bit of an incremental advantage over your opponent each time, that's the strength of the Salamangreat deck. So what happens when you throw a wrench into the works with Gnomaterial, and where do you throw it? The common wisdom would be to use it on Sunlight Wolf to try to stop it from reincarnating, but you can't actually stop the Salamangreat duelist that way, because they've gotten too many cards and too many monsters on the field over time. For example, if you have this right here, these two just make another Sunlight Wolf and they can do it that way. Now, what I think is the best time to drop Gnomaterial is right about here. So they got Phalanx, and they've summoned Gazelle, they've made their choice with Gazelle, and they've summoned back Spinny. I would use Gnomaterial right here, and I would use it on Spinny. The reason for that is by hitting Spinny here, you keep Mirage Stallion off the field. As a result, you keep Jack Jaguar out of the graveyard. And on top of all of that, Spinny's been summoned back by his own effect, so if he leaves the field, he'll be banished instead of going to the graveyard. Now, your opponent can continue from this. They can basically just do this. Here's my Sunlight Wolf. I'm going to reincarnate it. I'm going to get my Roar back. But this in itself is a significantly weaker position than the Salamangreat player would be in normally. So they've got the Phalanx in the graveyard to protect one thing, and they've got their one trap back, but they don't have Gazelle back in hand. They don't have Jack Jaguar anywhere. Their ability to continue playing the game after this turn, if you can break through what they have here, and most modern decks are very strong and can do that, their ability to continue on is severely compromised just by one Gnomaterial on one material monster. That's the kind of power that Gnomaterial has. It could take a strategy that normally snowballs out of control and stop it at the top of the mountain before that snowball can get huge and crush you. Of course, those aren't the only two decks that Gnomaterial is good against. There are a ton of decks out there that have one key play that they really, really need to make happen, and if you happen to have Gnomaterial, you can stop it from happening, and you can stop that deck from functioning the way it's supposed to and give yourself an opening and a chance to win. It's one of the coolest cards there is in Dark Neostorm. And if you got it, give it a try. I'll see you next time.